there are times where we fail and we can't or don't want to keep doing something, and that's fine. Well, you know, your life's not over yet. You might go back into it, understanding that, you know, this way of eating can be better for you and the world.
What's up, guys? So we actually have 2 episodes for you today. So that's right, there's 2 for the price of 1. So you're going to notice that we will get right into a second episode after the first one wraps up. We are first going to talk about vegan fitness, what we have experienced and what we have heard. And then we're going to jump right into a discussion about former vegans and what our thoughts are around that. So sit back, relax, and we hope that you enjoy. All right, we're back with the Annoying Vegans. We provide perspective, validation, laughs about every social situation that you face today.
That's right. That's right.
So Alex, what have you been eating lately?
So lately, one thing I ate was actually last night. It was absolutely delicious. I am doing this meal delivery service, whose name we won't name because they aren't giving us money.
Right.
But they are great. So I can't wait for them to reach out to us once we reach out to them. But it was called a mushroom pesto flatbread, and the ingredients were so good. They were fresh. It was a variety of stuff. It was delicious. I didn't think it was gonna be all that because it had kale on it, and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but it worked. So
eating on the kale?
Yeah, I don't know. Me and kale don't have a great relationship, but after that, maybe I'll jump into some more kale dishes.
You feel full when you eat that?
Oh yeah, it was weirdly filling. Like you look at it and you say it's like a school pizza or something, but it was actually really filling. So I think it was just because it had all the flatbread, it had, you know, the kale, it had the mushroom, it had onions, it had a bunch of stuff in it, and almonds and nuts. So that's always gonna like give you some, you know, that fulfilling
satiation.
Satiation.
Is that a word?
I don't know. It is now. It's satiation. But what about you? What you been eating?
I've been on a burrito bowl kick lately, so I've been making my own burrito bowls at home. Homemade guac.
Homemade guac.
Yeah, with tomatillos and red onions, like seasonings. I had a problem though. I wanted to get some purple corn chips, and the bag at the store it was too big. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna finish that by myself.
Family size type of thing.
Yeah, and it was the organic kind. So I was like, this is the perfect kind that I want.
Right.
But there's too much, so I'm not gonna get through it all. So I looked at the smaller bag, but that one wasn't really good. It had a lot of added sodium and stuff.
Oh, it was like a different brand. It was a different
brand.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just kind of like looked a little lost for a second, but then I was moving on. But I was at Sprouts, and the lady like would not let me leave. She's like, "You look lost. Do you need help?" And I told her, and I was like, "No, I'm good." And she's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "No." Then I told her.
Were you just walking around looking confused because of the bag?
I was just trying to see if there was anywhere else that might have a hidden. Like,
you're looking for some more purple corn chips.
Purple nachos. So
I like those. Like, well, the ones I usually get are like there's like a spiciness on it.
Yeah, like
is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh, yours is like plain.
Yeah, plain.
Like salt or whatever. I don't know.
Just salt. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I was looking lost, and she was like, "Well, let me help you." And then she was like, "Here it is. Here's the purple corn chips." I'm like, "No." I told her, "No, that's
not
too big."
What I was looking
and she was
for.
like, "But wait, there's one right here." And I said, "No, I already read that one."
That is also not what I was looking for.
Yeah, and I was just trying to tell her like, "Oh no, like I read that one. It has too much sodium." She's like, "Well, there's one more here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I read that one too, and it has too much sodium." You know, I'm one of those annoying people, annoying vegans.
You are an annoying vegan
at the grocery store, but
yeah,
you know, she was a very nice lady.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it sounded like she was trying to help you out, and today I feel like we're gonna do our best to help out our listeners, and it's good that you didn't get that party size bag of chips, because today we're gonna be talking about how to get in shape as a vegan, or just getting in shape as a vegan in general, because I feel like a lot of people are exposed to veganism through kind of diet of, or at least the kind of guise or mask of getting healthier, getting in shape. To me, when I first went vegan, it was due to health reasons, and one of those reasons was just me being a little bit overweight, you know, being a little, you know, get some fat on me, you know. But so with that, you know, being vegan, you automatically think vegetables, you think fruit, and all those things are great as far as, you know, it having not a lot of calories. So to me, it's like if you up your vegetables, up your fruit, that in itself will give you the energy kind of to sustain toward going and actually exercising and putting in that physical effort effort to losing weight or getting in shape, or at least increasing your fruits and your veggies. It's going to put you in a better mind space, a better head space. It's going to give you more clarity. It's not going to make you feel like bogged down or weighted down with like meat or fats or anything like that as well. So to me, you know, getting in shape as a vegan, it's a lot easier because it makes your food choices and your energy choices a little bit more clear cut on what you should or what you would eat to get your energy to work out.
Interesting. So when did you start noticing your mindset was different? How different was it?
So the way it happened, it was really me eating my favorite dish and feeling horrible. It was because I felt so weighed down and so kind of cloudy headed, you know. It was it was almost like too much of a good thing, and that really made me feel like, well, there has to be a better way of kind of eating and a better way to feel after eating a meal. So as far as like when I first noticed, you know, that type of headspace or that different type of headspace, you know, when I did go vegan, I coupled it with exercise. I coupled it with like a diet and exercise regime. So going to the gym, you know, not having eggs in the morning, but instead having maybe like more fruit for energy, or having a vegetable or something to keep me going through the workout. I noticed then that, you know, it's a different feeling, and it's a feeling that, to be honest, that I don't want to go back from or stray away from. So that headspace, it comes quick and it stays with you, to be honest with you, at least for me. But overall for you, like how would you say, as far as getting in shape as a vegan, what's your experience with that?
I definitely feel like I have to eat more because I am the opposite. I wasn't trying to lose weight.
Right.
I feel like I was trying to gain weight, especially because I'm active in terms of just walking a lot. And at the time I was in a different city and I was walking a lot. So especially in the summertime, like I would lose a lot of weight just by virtue of like walking. I think it kind of runs in my family too. Like we're all like pretty like high metabolism. I mean, I've been telling you to go to my Christmases for a long time.
That's true.
We can, yeah. But anyways, so yeah, my strategy has been a little bit different. Like I had to try to bulk up, and I just love being able to do that creatively. For example, when I became vegan, the salad game completely changed. I never before put like sweet potatoes in a salad or like.
Interesting.
Yeah. listen, it's good. Okay.
Okay.
I
believe you.
I would roast some vegetables and add that to my salad, which is something I wouldn't do in the past. So I would roast like Brussels sprouts, for example, or, you know, put some seasonings on that. So it's not just raw veggies, it's also roasted veggies. Like I said, sweet potatoes, chickpeas, nuts and seeds, like hemp seeds, tahini sauce, like just...
Yeah, he is getting very excited. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I can feel it through the audio.
I mean, listen. So the salad game completely changed.
Nice.
There's no such thing as a boring salad if you know what you're doing.
You gotta put your effort into it.
You gotta put everything into it. Yeah. So yeah, that's been my experience, because even before going vegan, I feel like I was sort of on a fitness journey, and I didn't go vegan for my health. I went vegan for ethical reasons. I mean, yes, I did it for my health. That's a secondary reason.
Yeah.
It hasn't detracted from my fitness journey at all.
Yeah. So I know one thing, like, and again, I wish I had these problems, but kind of seeing that some people, it's hard for them to, because there's different like body shapes and body types, right? So for some people, it's hard for them to either maintain or to gain, right? And from your perspective, it sounds like you didn't get into veganism for the health, but obviously you're already very active, so that means you have to eat a lot to maintain at least what your body size is. So like, what would be your tips or a tip for someone who is, I guess, I think they call it a hard gainer, or someone who's just, it takes a lot. They have a high metabolism, you know? Yeah. So what's one trick where it's like you get a lot of calories in for a meal to keep up your body weight, or to maybe even gain?
Ooh, that's such a good question. I mean, I'm not the expert by any means, but there's a lot of people out there who are. There's a lot of vegan fitness influencers out there. I've talked to personal trainers, and they have apps that they use to count their macros, like MyFitnessPal, etc., etc. I think it's just making sure that you bulk up each meal of the day. The other thing too is if you feel full, try to take that with a grain of salt, because it may seem like you're full, and this has happened to me, like it may seem like I'm full after the gym, for example, and I might in my mind want to just put some protein powder and water together and that's it. But really what I should be doing is, and I've done this on occasion as well, is I'll make a whole shake with not just protein powder, but protein powder, milk, spinach, frozen bananas, maybe add some peanut butter, oats, whatever. I mean, especially if you're working out in the morning and you're trying to, like, if that's the first thing that you do. So yeah, even though I feel like I'm full, because I work out at the end of the day, so I already ate like dinner and everything, and I feel full afterwards, but sometimes I have to kind of like rethink my initial thought and think like, well, I'm trying to gain muscle, so I need to eat a little bit more, even if in my mind I'm like, it feels like I'm kind of full. But I've seen a lot of these fitness people who have high metabolisms. They're what I eat in the days, and it's fascinating. It's just like, okay, like the amount of macros, the amount of grams of protein that they have is probably what, in the 40s per meal or something like that.
And that's another thing that I wish I remembered the name of the documentary. Vegan documentary that when I first went vegan, like I just kind of like told myself to watch these documentaries to really kind of reinforce what I was seeking, right? To really, not only for the animals, not only for health, but just to kind of explore the vegan world. So one thing that I saw in one of the documentaries was, you know, how much we overvalue protein as a society. And so, you know, get people thinking, oh, I need this much protein, I need this much protein, when in reality, you probably need about half of that amount of protein if you're just a normal person who is relatively active. You don't need as much protein as you think you do. So for those who are trying to get in shape and you think you need to kind of eat like your favorite Instagrammer who's eating like over 200 grams of protein or whatever, or even somebody who just wants to get healthier, get lean, you don't need, you know, over 120 grams of protein. You know, it's about getting your body what it needs to function and to function at the level that you need it to function at, not necessarily what you think it needs to, or where you think it needs to function at. So for me, the calculation was like 80, like 75 to 80 grams of protein. And I'm a big guy, like 6'3", like 250 pounds. So that is like recommended daily amount of protein, and it's that is not that hard to get as well, you know, on a vegan diet. So like protein is one of those things where people just kind of freak out about, but in reality, it's not as crucial as a lot of people in the sports industry or like the fitness industry make it out to be.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because that's the thing that a lot of people worry about, even when they're not trying to meet a fitness goal or when they're not fitness people. Just everyday regular people, their response to veganism, the concern is the protein. But when you're not a vegan, are you really like keeping track of your protein count?
Right.
Like I don't see that happening in our society on a regular basis. If you're not,
no one tracks anything. Like a normal person, they don't track anything. But like you tell them, oh, maybe you should go vegan for your health. Oh, what about the protein? What about the protein?
Yeah, that's always the first.
Like, what are you getting now? Like, how much protein are you getting now? Oh, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that, you know what? And that's a good thing to that's a good response, because I always am like, ugh. I always just default to not wanting to engage in the conversation. So I'm just kind of like, you know, I eat like, you know, nuts and seeds and beans and tofu and seitan and, you know, all the stuff. But to turn it around and say, well, how many grams of protein are you getting is a pretty fair question.
Absolutely.
You know, like, you don't have to say it in a sarcastic asshole way, but you can just say like, well, like, how much do you have today? Like, because really,
if it's so much important to you, if you know you need to meet a certain goal, what's that goal and how much did you get today?
And then if they have an answer, you can simply say, well, here's how you can achieve that in a vegan way. Like if they say, oh, I have like 32 grams a day, then you can say like, well, here's how you do that with vegan food. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, absolutely. If
you are interested in fitness and being vegan and going fitness, I would definitely recommend Tori Washington. That's that's who I was thinking of the whole time I was talking about
the vegan
fitness. He won the IBBF Pro, and good content about just how to be fit on a complete plant-based. And that dude was vegan for several decades.
Oh, really?
I believe, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've checked him out. I've also checked out a couple of other vegan bodybuilders or fitness people who definitely inspire me. And you know, it's possible. It's definitely possible, and it's not hard. You know, it's going to take effort and it's going to take some thought. But like I said at the beginning of the show, that is with any type of lifestyle you have, you're going to have to put some type of thought and effort into your actions. So getting in shape as a vegan, to me at least, it's a little bit easier. So
nice. All right, folks. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for listening to us.
Yes.
Once again, hope to see you on the next one.
All right.
Stay fit.
Stay fit. Peace.
Hello, friends. Thank you for coming back to listen to us. We're the Annoying Vegans, and we provide perspective, validation, and laughs about the social situations that vegans face in today's world. Alex, your birthday is coming up.
My birthday is coming up. It is this month.
You're gonna be 34.
34? I'm gonna be 34?
Yeah, you're gonna be
34, yeah, 2024. I like being born on like 90 because I can always like remember how old I'm gonna be based off the year, and I don't have to do a lot of math.
I love that too.
It's like, oh yeah, we're born the same year.
Yep, same year. We were born less than a month apart. Alex is older than me by just a tad.
Just
a few weeks.
Respect your elders. I don't know what. So you asked me what I'm gonna do for my birthday. Well, I don't really know what I'm gonna do for my birthday. What I like to do, like I do like to keep things low key. I'm never like a big partier anyway. So small celebration, small get together, that's fine. But like ultimately, I do like to travel as well. But it's also like the Memorial Day weekend as well. So I always get like an extra day on that Monday. So I always like to have when my birthday is around that day. So it's like 3-day weekend plus I take off a little bit. So I always get a free day around there. But it's also like kind of busy a little bit because it is somewhat of a holiday weekend.
So everybody celebrates.
Yeah, like so everyone's like out when I don't want them to be.
You're such a Gemini. That's such a Gemini thing. It's everybody celebrates my birthday.
Oh,
I'm a Gemini.
What about you? What do you like to do for your birthday?
I like to travel. I don't like to make a big fuss out of my birthday, but I do like to travel. I have gone on like solo trips for my birthday before, which is such a Cancer thing to do.
You're in your astrology era right now.
My Cancers, please chime in. Give me some support here. Yeah, so similar to you. Well, it's kind of during a holiday because it's the week before July 4th, so a lot of people are on vacation.
Oh, yeah. So, because it's always like hard to, like when you want to do flights and stuff, you're just like, why is it more expensive? Like, oh yeah, there's a holiday like around the corner, so people are traveling during this time. I was like, I don't want to do all that fuss. Let me just stay home and eat my cake by myself.
Eat your vegan cake. What kind of vegan cake do you like?
Ooh, my favorite cake is red velvet.
Okay.
Close second is carrot.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Third is Italian cream.
Oh, okay. I said cake.
I love
cakes.
cake. I love cake.
Italian cream, never had that one.
Italian cream, it's so good. It's kind of like a spiced cake a little bit, but obviously it's got like like coconut and like nuts on it and stuff. It's really good.
Okay.
You don't like sweets. Do you eat cake on your birthday?
I eat a kale cake. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. If I have a cake, it's probably going to be an ice cream cake if I can find one.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like ice cream cake, like to me that sounds good. But every time I've had an ice cream cake, it wasn't like what I thought it would be. Like I like a slice of cake with ice cream on it. I think that's better than actual ice cream cake.
Interesting.
People, yeah, I know y'all agree with me. He's making me seem like I'm weird. Please comment.
Yeah.
Do you prefer ice cream cake or a slice of cake with a scoop of ice cream
on it? Comments. It's about to be a debate. Yeah. So I had something on my mind today as I was walking outside.
Yes.
What do you think about former vegans who are not vegan anymore? The reasoning for it could be a vast majority of things. Maybe they tried it and it didn't work out for them. Maybe they were never really into it for a while. I mean, some people go vegan for years and then stop going vegan, and some people do it for a little while. Does that matter to you, or is it to each their own? Do you have any opinion on it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you definitely like come across people who are like, oh, I tried veganism, or I tried to be vegan for however long, whether it be a day or 2 weeks or a month, or I haven't personally met someone who's been vegan for like years and just stopped, but I've definitely heard of obviously those people online. Hearing their excuse or why they're not vegan or what made them stop, I haven't really heard a good one, like a really good one, like understanding that there are reasons for people to stop doing things, but I don't ever see them as being because them going vegan was the reason. So kind of view it in my mind of, hey, if you were vegan and you're no longer vegan, you were never vegan. And that's not to say like you never believed this, or you never did this, or whatever, you didn't walk the walk. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, veganism and kind of what you believe shouldn't be easily dropped. I don't know, what do you think about that, former vegan?
I think when you drop being a vegan, I think a lot of times we'll just fully go the other direction and start, like, they never eat a vegan meal again. And I think that is interesting to me, because I feel like if you want to stop being vegan, and the reason for you going vegan in the first place, if it really meant something, like if it really kind of held a lot of weight, then there should be no reason for you to not incorporate vegan meals into your week. I understand, like, when you stop becoming vegan, it maybe it's just because it was hard to just be at it 100%, but I don't think that means you need to stop it fully. I think you can still incorporate more vegetables, or plants rather, into your meals. I think you can still have some vegan meals, but you don't have to be 100% vegan. And I think that is still very much okay. I don't think there's any problem with that. I think if you're only having 2 vegan meals a week, it's better than having no vegan meals a week. I think for the cause. So I get a little confused with when some people they drop the vegan label, but then they stop eating vegan meals altogether. So, but when people are just kind of dropping it as a label because they're not 100% and maybe they're 90%, I feel like that is a better kind of reasoning for it, in my opinion, than just kind of dropping it altogether. Some people can see it as potentially like harming the cause, and the reason for that being because people who are not vegan and who are kind of like unaware of the vegan diet, and some people view it as it's not a good diet, some people view it as of course it's a good diet. For those who view it as like, why would you go vegan, like that's the worst thing you can do for yourself, like you're gonna be weak, you're gonna be starving, you're not gonna be able to build muscle on it, you're gonna just, that's for people who are of that mindset. When they see people who aren't vegan anymore, and if the people who aren't vegan anymore are saying it's because, oh, I went vegan and I lost too much weight, or I went vegan and I was always hungry, that can be harmful, because those people then kind of it kind of validates their opinions of veganism. Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. And it's also like when anyone does anything, like there are times where we fail and we can't or don't want to keep doing something, and that's fine. But like when I said earlier, what was like, if you were vegan and you stopped being vegan, you were never vegan. What I mean by that is not necessarily saying that, like I said, you definitely believe what you believed at that time, but to me, it's hard for me to kind of just justify turning back and going back on what I know. Like, I've been exposed to truths about veganism, or about the world, and about our treatment of animals, and about how food is made, that I don't want to go back to how it was. And so if you truly understood and believed, with your heart of hearts, that, hey, I know what happens to this animal to make this and to get to from this point, from point A to point B, and then you knowingly go back into that, like, to me, like I said, that to me signals that you were never truly vegan, that you were just doing it at that time for whatever reason. And that's fine. Like, I definitely want people to try veganism. I want people to eat more plants, eat more vegetables, eat less meat, and overall it'll help overall. But at the same time, like, to be a former vegan and maybe to trash veganism, to me that's like a whole nother level of like, what are you doing? Like, like you truly were never vegan, like, because you didn't believe in the values. You think that maybe if you did lose so much weight that you're blaming that on the animals, like they didn't do anything, like you had poor nutrition or you didn't calculate something correctly. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with it on it, but to me, like I don't mind people who are former vegan. I don't mind people who try veganism and it wasn't for them, like, because in my mindset it's like, well, your life's not over yet. You might go back into it, or they might go back into it. And so that's why I don't mind Veganuary or Meatless Mondays. Like, all that is good in the long term of getting people to try a different way of eating, and understanding that this way of eating can be better for you and the world.
Yeah,
mic drop.
Absolutely. Oh, there's another mic drop.
It's been a while since we did a mic drop.
Oh no, I've been underperforming.
Now this is something else related to topic. This is an annoying vegan right here. There's somebody I remember from a few years back, like somebody I met shortly after college. She was a vegan and I wasn't at the time. I was a pescatarian, but I would see a lot of her Facebook posts and she would be very strongly advocating for veganism, very like much for the animals. And she would always kind of like talk to people in the public settings, like parties, about like why you should be a vegan. And then she made this PSA on her Facebook: why are non-vegans liking my post? It makes me very uncomfortable. And then I saw her eating a burger like a few months later that year, and she was like, it's been so long since I have a burger. And it's like she dropped it. With no explanation too. So this is the thing: if you're gonna go that hard as a vegan,
extremes, right? She went from one extreme to the other.
You owe us an explanation, first of all. If you're gonna be like that,
if you're gonna be publicly that extreme,
if you're gonna be publicly that extreme, you owe us an explanation when you drop veganism. But also, it just looks so foolish and it's confusing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind like if you're vegan for a while and you're kind of just like, you don't make a big fuss out of it, and then you stop going vegan, then I can kind of understand it a little bit, like to each their own. But when you're someone who was just like trashing other people who weren't vegan, and then you became a non-vegan yourself,
became what
it
you
makes
loathe.
no sense. It's just wild out here sometimes.
And like I said, like to me, I don't mind people trying and failing. You know, it happens with anything you do or you want to do. But at the same time, there's a difference between failing. When you fail, you kind of have to understand why you failed and not necessarily blame it on other things or other aspects. So yeah, former vegans, y'all are cool. Just we can coexist. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess.
We love y'all. Come to our house, we'll make you a vegan meal.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
some vegan carrot cake or red velvet or Italian cream.
Oh yes, you can get everybody to the house with them cakes.
All right, y'all. Well, I hope that everybody is enjoying their early summer. And if you are a Gemini or Cancer,
Gemini season,
or Taurus, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Please like our podcast, subscribe, give us a rating, and feel free to chime in on the comment section how you feel about former vegans. Does it bother you? Do you not really mind? Could you care less? Does it have a positive or negative impact on the cause? What do you think? Feel free to chime in. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.